Hi there, this is John Paulus. You're listening to Life's Potluck Buffet, and I'm enunciating very clearly the auto-generated subtitles have not been following rule number 1. What's new rule number 1? That's it, get people's names right. And so I've had to go in and correct the subtitles, which is good practice anyway, so I'm glad I did it. Oh, you know what? I just realized maybe if I spelled my name out, John Paulus, John-Paulus, John Paulus, perhaps the machine learning going on with the auto-generated captions is good enough that it will somehow learn that that's how to spell my name. I may have solved the problem. Let's see what happens. Hi, this is John Paulus. You're listening to Life's Potluck Buffet. Well, speaking of auto-generated, as I was doing the captions for yesterday's video, I realized that at some point it sounded like a text-to-speech program was announcing the card that the episode was focusing on. Here, listen to this. This is from yesterday's episode. Today's episode is about worksheet 5. Right? Doesn't it sound like I'm some sort of artificial intelligence machine? It's really interesting because it sounds like when you have things read to you with the text-to-speech technology and it sounds like that, it looks like I can do that naturally. So it could be something like, I could imagine a kind of really good movie plot here, and maybe this already exists as a movie, where a natural intelligence machine, namely a person like myself, has to pretend to be AI in a world of AI. Is this? I think there's a movie this sounds very familiar. I wonder. Well, if you know a movie that's like this, put it in the comments because it's ringing a bell. It's ringing a bell. That would have been my voice that I would use when I was trying to pretend to be an artificial intelligence machine in this dystopian movie that I am thinking about right now. And that's how I would talk. And maybe that's how I actually talk. Yeah, and then I could say to the artificial intelligence, like, what are you, one of the natural intelligence machines? It didn't sound like artificial intelligence machine talk to me. And they would be real embarrassed. And I would be like, nice, I just fooled them. If you upload YouTube videos and say your name in it, does it get it right? And what is it? I'd be interested to know, and I'd be interested how it gets it wrong. Mine is, it misspells my last name. I noticed, though, when I was fixing the closed captioning, I noticed something yesterday that when I was writing chuchotage, I wrote chuchotage, which is the French word for pampering and not whispering. So on this sheet here, it says chuchotage. I wonder if that was a subliminal message for myself. So that's pampering. Well, so that's good too. And I do hope that all interpreters out there have a day of pampering soon, as I do I hope for you all and myself. Well, enough about closed captioning. Let's look at this worksheet and talk about some terms from Life's Potluck Buffet. So yesterday I filled out this left side, as you can see. Today I am going to fill out the right side, and I am going to leave chuchotage, and because this will be pampering. And then I will fill out the right side and see what we can think of that are words and jargon specifically related to Life's Potluck Buffet. Oh, the closed captioning also messes up Life's Potluck Buffet all the time. Sometimes I get just the weirdest things. Oh, Spotlight, Life's Spotlight Buffet. I don't know what that would be. Well, if you could think of what Life's Spotlight Buffet would be, please let me know. And I bet the closed captioning caught that one, so I probably won't need to correct it. Let's start with some terms from Life's Potluck Buffet's jargon. So the first term I want to put on here is micro-poaching. So micro-poaching can happen on two levels. Micro-poaching can be when a manager, instead of doing their managerial work, does the work of the people who they're supervising. And we talked about the reasons for that, not good reasons, right? And then it can happen between peers, also not a good thing. Why? Because it's like stealing. People's work and their jobs are their possessions. And remember, that's what the card says. Card 39. Treat others' work as their possessions, because that's what it is. Because we're taking a little bit of accomplishment away from somebody when we steal their work from them. And that's a big thing. The second thing I'm going to put down for a Life's Potluck jargon term is being a good ghost. Do you remember card number 6? I was talking about K-dramas and how in K-dramas, when you're a resentful and embittered ghost, you can't move on to the afterlife. So similarly in our work, when we're in a situation where we're feeling constantly in turmoil, speaking of expressionism, this would be good for Dutch angle. So this is kind of nice. If we are viewing our lives as if it's like that tilted Dutch angle, that camera angle, where everything is kind of askew. If we're viewing our lives with this Dutch angle, askew camera angle, then it might be time to think about moving on and finding the next port. So knowing when to do that is such an important part of our work lives. Finally, I think I'll put down rule number 3. And this we use as shorthand all the time in the world of Life's Potluck Buffet for when a person is saying a story that they're claiming is about someone else, or they're accusing someone else of being some way, right? And that story that they're just telling is actually about who? It's about them and not about the person they're talking about. And that's rule number 3 of Life's Potluck Buffet. That story you just told about someone else is actually about you. And that's a really, as I've talked about it before, for me, that's the most important rule of Life's Potluck Buffet, because that's the one that leads to so much self-awareness. And then everything else kind of falls in place once you're aware of what's going on with yourself. So that gives you a sense of the Translation is Your Enemy, TIYE worksheet. Give it a shot. Go to the website, sign up for free, download the worksheet, do it with someone else who works in a completely different industry from you, and have fun. And I'll see you next time. Oh, and don't forget to like this video. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. And thank you for your likes and subscribes. It's been so great to be able to talk to you on a daily basis. And have a great day, and I'll see you next time.